Your PC didn't change, ED. Have a look in the control panel. Just go in the control panel and search for time. And it'll say like time and date, then there'll be options in there. I wonder who's got the most peanuts, Baz. I reckon somebody's got to be on 20k now. Set time automatically is on. And was it connected to the internet? That's really weird. What server is it using now, Phillips? Use like the Google one, maybe. The Chrome's on 18k, blimey. Default is time.windows.com. I don't use that one. You should have a drop-down list and you can pick a different one. Try picking a different one, L. Phillips. You're on 18.8 and you've spent some, Captain Flint. 22.9, Raskar. You what, mate? 22.9k? Heyman, 23.9. Hacks. Hacks, full on. Frog, thank you for 7 months. Bigfoot has 27. Really? How?
Take the exit.
Oh, I can't take the exit. I've got to go round the roundabout before I can take the exit.
Left.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we doing this? Crazy. You have to resist the urge to send the peanuts, like eating Haribos. It's going to be hard once like the things that you can spend peanuts on, once they get better, it'll be harder to save. I don't know what these guys are doing. They're both crazy. You're getting boxed in here. Come on, you nutter. Lunatic coach driver. If you're going to overtake, overtake. What have I got? Infinite. Bob. I have a little infinity next to my sign, Bob. Oh my god, this guy's a liability. I saw people like this on the road the other day. Just sit in that lane and refuse to move. Giving some encouragement. There we go. I've got to get past this Renault now. No wonder he was dithering at the roundabout. Anyone fancy a chocolate brown Magnum? Do I have ghost drivers in the UK? I'm not sure what you mean, Muffins. You're still waiting for your coach then?
right.
Yes, cyclone. Keep right. Are you sure about that? Because it looks like awfully like we're going left here on the sat-nav.
Right.
Wait, what is going on here?
Aye, 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 aye.
What the heck? Why has this road got no left turn? Why do you have to do this? Mr. Group PR. Harassing... Harassing coaches again. You know the reliability group. You saw what it was like when I was in Fernbus.
Keep left. Keep right.
You set your calendar wrong. It thinks you started work 2 hours before you did. You're not having a good weekend, are you, Phillips? Do you think you'll get to stay off work if you say you're jet lagged by an hour? You can try it, Connor.
Right turn ahead.
How many peanuts do I need to buy Doyle? Infinity -1. And because I have infinity, I can always outbid you. So you can't buy Doyle realistically. What's the ding ding giddy? It's when you're exceeding the speed limit. Oh no, infinity -1. Infinity -1 will always be smaller than infinity. Because whatever number it is, it's always one less.
Keep right.
Now, is infinity minus infinity 0? That's the question. It's not a number. Well, neither's 1 divided by 0, but you can still work with it. You can still do maths with 1 over 0.
Left.
Infinity, I.
Left.
Just label it I and you can work with it. In fact, fractals pretty much demand it.
Turn left.
There are a number of infinities, indeed. There are a number of infinite series.
Keep right.
Nan in some languages. Nah, grandma's returned in others. I honestly think it shouldn't say Nan, it should say grandma. That'd be brilliant.
Keep right.
it would be, it'd just be genius. 1 divided by 0. Grandma. How confusing would that be if you had that on your calculator? Wait, where's the,
Make a U-turn.
No! I'm not making a U-turn. The ferry point's over here. You stupid sat-nav. Wait, does that say caravan? Oh no. I thought it was like caravan parking. We'll be fine like this, won't we? Yeah, it's all good. Well, what's the square root of -1? Imaginary. Again, it's all down to fractals. It's an imaginary number. No, there's no such thing, Connor. You cannot ever have the square root of -1.
Ahead.
Because if you multiply two numbers together, two identical numbers together,
Turn right.
it will always end up with a positive value. So you can't ever get to -1. That's why it's an imaginary number. Because if you multiply two negatives, you get a positive. Now what's weird is the fact that you can work with these things. That's what I find mind-blowing. You can have this thing that does, like, the square root of -1 doesn't exist. Like, it's not, you can't, it's unsolvable. And yet you can work with it in maths. That's insane. Sounds like Discord's going rip. Yep, my Discord's like contacting server.
Left turn ahead.
Hang on. This isn't gonna shut up, is it? One sec. Let me just close my Discord down. Well, I've got Discord running up there and it's fine, but Discord on this machine's going
Turn
nope.
left.
So I don't know what's going on.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Most people are weasels. What? Someone tried to enter the square root of -1 Discord and he went, ah! Space maths. The whole space-time thing is just... Mr. Squirrel's here. Maybe I'll finally get a drink pretty soon.
Wow.
Huh? I've got no tea and I've almost got no juice. Getting low, man. I'm getting low. Yeah, looks like we're going to do a dial.
Although I'm in two minds whether to do it.
What is
He's
that?
been butting the back door to come outside.
Who was?
Douglas, he knows what time it is.
Darling. It's because he obviously wants to come and see me. That's what it is, and see the nut house. And he's totally not here for the cheesy bites. He's here. He's here purely for the fame and glory, and to say hi to everybody. Hello, minions. How are you all today? I'm definitely not here for the cheesy bites. Nope, not me. I'm here because I love you all. Nothing to do with cheesy bites. Give me a cheesy bite. Nope, I'm here for you. Yes, you. Chris94. Hello, Mr. Squirrel and Doyle, the Schmackinator.
Do you know what it is? He's got low blood sugar because a little fluffy dog just went for him. Jealous of his
But hang on, he is a little fluffy dog.
Yeah, I know. I'd go figure. I don't get it either. But the guy crossed over. I thought, this is a bit odd. He crossed over, and then next thing, the dog started, and he was walking behind a parked car, and he started going crazy, and you could hear it scratching on the floor to get at us. And there was a little small dog.
Nice. Ready to get your bouncer, Doyle?
Doyle was looking at it as if to say, what now? Cup of tea? What the hell?
Hello, Doyle and Mrs. Squirrel. Looking forward to the bake-off. Also, will there be any floaty head on Thursday?
Ooh, maybe not, because I don't know what a t-shirt is.
There can't be a floaty head, Connor, because I don't have a green screen.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Aww.
How's the bake-off coming along?
The preparations are in hand.
There you go. Preparations are in hand, apparently. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll have a
It all
bake-off.
starts tomorrow.
The Thursday Halloween bake-off.
We've got 4 days of Halloween preparation. Although I'm building it up, and it might... they don't turn out that impressive.
Listen, if they don't turn out impressive, it will make people laugh.
It's the 4-day preparation I have. 1 day's biscuits, 1 day's cake. And it's still... You'll never see me on Bake Off, that's for sure.
George, and I can't click on the link. I'm holding a dog.
A heavy dog. You know what? I was thinking, you know, in hospitals they have those like little wheelie tables.
Yeah.
To do one of them, and we could nearly slash a bed on it, so you could just sit there at the side and you could just like turn the table around. Something like
Yeah,
that.
but I'm not buying anything like that just for a once-a-year event.
No, do it every night.
Plymouth Reliance. Hello, Doyle and Mrs. Squirrel.
Hi.
Thank you for the biddies for Plymouth.
And then every night you can sit him on his little platform, so you don't get sore arm.
What, you want to sit him on a mobile table and I put him on a little lazy Susan and spin him round like a
No, not lazy Susan.
Like
A
they do
little
with-
table, like a little snack table that does that.
Exactly like a
And you
lazy
can just bring
Susan.
him round like a henchman's dog cat.
Spin him round like he's a product on Price is Right. Like do 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 do. And this is Doyle. You could win.
We could have different things on him, and you have to like spot what's missing now, which clip's gone. What colour did he have on the last time you turned round?
Close your ears, Doyle. Close your. Don't listen to this nonsense. Don't listen, bro.
Me and Doyle talk about this, you know, when we go for our walk.
No, you talk. He just walks around sniffing the ground.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to Doyle on our walk, as I normally do, and this lovely little lady with a torch came up to me and she started talking to me. I think I found another strange person.
Random people just like walking up to you, don't they?
I think it's the Baffy exterior that I quite often have. So yeah, had a nice little chat.
It's probably they're walking over going, who are you talking to? Because I don't see anybody else here.
A nice little chat about independence, walking with your torch. Her husband said she should get a bit more independence and go for a little walk. And she was walking with a torch. It was like being interrogated. It was right in my eyes. It's fun.
V-Saber, thank you, 29. Bake Off Hype. Elf Phillips, I had to have my phone replaced this week as my old phone developed short-sightedness in the rear camera. Got a free upgrade to a Honor 8X. Nice for Elf Phillips. Watchtower, the star of the stream has arrived. Hello, Doyle and Mr. Squirrel. Hello.
Hello. I've got a question about the phone. How does it get short-sighted camera?
I don't know. I honestly,
Is that a cunning ploy to get a free upgrade?
I
Can
don't know.
you prove you've got a short-sighted camera? Can I go in myself and say my camera's short-sighted?
You probably
and
just
the
got
new
some
one?
water in the lens or something. Right,
Look
pal.
at that magnify it though.
See you
Does it
later.
magnify it for What's in the Lens?
Thanks for popping in.
Pleasure.
See you on Thursday for the bake-off.
Now, Dor, have you got your little table so we can carry Daddy's drinks? Fetch him some more. Where's your cup gone?
I took it. I think I put it near the kettle.
Oh, I know what, straight past it. How silly of me.
Exactly.
Fool I am.
Short-sighted mean activated macro camera mode. Hey, you got a new phone out of it. The thing that focuses the camera failed is a common fault on the Huawei P10. A short-sighted phone doesn't look at the big picture. Lol. Thursday instead of Friday, yes. Correct. Because the week after I'll be doing more streams, I think, because of Red Dead. Nice one, Lampenbauer. Connor's first ever sub was on the Mafia 2 stream. I wonder if in a few years' time you'll be saying the same thing to somebody who subbed for the first time on Red Dead Redemption. I remember you subbing on the Red Dead stream. Do you know anything about the plot of Red Dead? Pretty much stayed away from it, Brooder. Like I've hardly watched any streams on it. I treat it a bit like a movie. Like I just want to know enough to know that it's going to be good, and then after that I don't want to know anymore because I want to experience it. So no, I do not know the main plot, and I don't want to be spoiled either. You're sorry to say this, Bob, but your wife is bonkers.
Bonkers? How rude! Probably true. No one normally says that out loud. That's things you're thinking, yeah. It
Oops.
keeps life exciting, doesn't it?
It does. She's even worse when she's had caffeine and sugar. And alcohol. If she's had alcohol, she's an absolute nightmare. Hey, she married me. Rip Bob 2019. But bonkers is a compliment. It can be either way. It's one of those words, depends. Bonkers could be like, you're completely crazy. Bonkers could be like, you're crazy. High-spirited. Dude, she spends half her life asleep next to the dog. High-spirited. Sometimes I think she sleeps more than Doyle. And he sleeps 18 hours. Well, there's got to be something that keeps me married to a B9, right? The snacks. It's all about the snacks, B9. Snack queen. Baking amazing cakes is very tiring. I know, Bob. We're just having a laugh at it, bro. It's not lava hot tea. She puts the lava in lava tea. Right? I do like having the autumn mod. Like, it brings a very, very different feel to the game. I still can't understand why something like the autumn mod is not in the game. If some guy can create a mod that changes the textures in the game to look like a different season, why can't SCS do that? Why can't the army of SCS asset editors, asset authors, the artists, why can't they just go around and create different seasons? I don't get it. Why don't they just do it themselves? And then we can actually choose what season you want to drive in. Red Dead again keeps you invested in the story, happy in sad moments. Oh, I know I'm going to love it, Vordenator. I know I am. 100%.
Go around the roundabout, first exit.
Oh, oh, the indicator came on right at the very end. Brilliant. Right at the end.
Take the exit.
I can't take the exit. I've got to take the next one.
Keep left.
No, I don't watch anime. I have virtually no interest in anime. Or cartoons. Or comics. I just have no interest in it. Yeah, I watch things like The Simpsons and
Go around the roundabout.
Simpsons and American Dad I find funny. But I mean, like, you know, cartoon series and things that people really get into, like the anime stuff. I watch Ghost in the Shell because I like the story of it, but I wish we had more roundabouts in the States. They put one in a heavily congested intersection. It made a massive difference. You get a lot of people in chat, King Awesome, who think that roundabouts suck. We just kind of use them over here because you have so many of them. Admittedly, they can be overdone sometimes. 4,800 roundabouts in the States. Is that it? That's not a lot. We probably have that in Basildon. Mini roundabouts are worse. Not necessarily. Oh my god, that bend suddenly got very sharp. And I'm nowhere near the speed limit. Whoa. Okay, I don't know why we're slowing down here, but... Chippy, thank you for almost 2 years. Yeah, now you put your foot down, right? I wonder how many roundabouts there are in the UK. quite a few in New Jersey that were great before they got updated. Now they're just a pain. That's the thing. Like, a roundabout is effectively just a concept, but the implementation is the key. Because I've seen good roundabouts that work very well and bad roundabouts that really are probably making things worse. You know, it's not just it's not true to just say roundabouts are amazing or roundabouts suck. Like, they don't. They're just like any other junction. Some work and some don't because of the way they've been implemented. Double mini roundabout. Yeah, I mean, they work okay. Like, they can be weird, but 10,000 roundabouts in the UK. So that's twice as many as in the United States. Wow. Roundabouts in the UK, the most confusing thing you've ever seen. The most confusing thing that you've ever seen, Baz.
Go straight on.
Wow.
Go straight on.
I'm kind of lost for words on that one, Baz. Either roundabouts are way more complex than you think, or way less, or in your head they're like confusing you, or you've not seen many confusing things. Like, I've done differential calculus at degree level. That was pretty confusing, man. And a UK roundabout compared to that, it's like playing with Lego bricks. And then there's French train signalling. Yeah, this coming from the man that's designed crazy roundabouts in Skylines. I tell you what, the fuel tanks on this thing, we're not even burned half of a tank yet. This is crazy. I find that people don't seem to know the rules of a roundabout. Well, that's all down to driver training. Which I still to this day think that driver training should be more of an ongoing thing than it is. Like, currently you pass your test and then you're done for the rest of your life. That's just nuts. People pick up bad habits, people forget things. Road signs change, you know, things come along like smart motorways. Like, there's always different changes and rules, and nobody gets any more training. And then you wonder why over the years the standard of driving just deteriorates. Group Pierre, thank you for 500 bits. Fun fact, there are over 5,000 roundabouts in the Netherlands. That's pretty impressive.
Keep left, then turn left. Turn left.
Well, I mean, even if you don't get retested, I'd just like to see some kind of,
You have reached your destination.
you know, half a day every 5 years or something where you go, or even a day, you just go on a refresher course. It's like part of having a license. Some extra training, that kind of thing, some hands-on stuff and some classroom stuff. You know, it should be like that. It shouldn't be the case that you pass your test at 17 and then never, ever, ever do any more training or learning on how to drive for the rest of your life. And you can drive at like 70. You prefer it at an angle? Okay. Have it at an angle then. If you did that Channel 4 Hunted show, where would you go? Oh, do you know what? I've watched that a few times, Connor. Thanks. Huh? Oh, I'm just happy to have one.
I'm upset.
You're upset?
Yes.
Why?
Another Harry Potter film has been deleted.
It's nothing to do with me.
Root them out and find out who keeps doing
It's
it.
got nothing to do with me. Have a look in the recycle thing.
No.
It has a deleted items. It's probably in there. You know, the Harry Potter films that she's seen an ad nauseum amount of times each. Yeah, so the Hunter thing, where would I go, Connor? I find that Hunter program quite interesting because essentially you've got to somehow drop off the radar, and they only give you £100 in cash, and literally cash is the only way that you can stay anonymous. So at some point you're going to have to use your card. The moment you use your card, they find out where you are. Then they start looking at security camera footage and tracing you, and and it goes on from there. So the problem really comes down to how to pay for things, Connor. Like if you stay in a hotel and then pay for it on your card, they instantly see the transaction because they're monitoring all your accounts. So how do you truly get off the grid when you can only get £100 cash to start with? It's difficult. Program's called, what's it called? Hunter or Hunted or something. They have like a few teams, and each team consists of 2 people, and they set them off in the country somewhere, and they've got to then they set their team of experts who are, they have access to your bank accounts, they can see transactions that you're making, they can go and look at security footage. If you drive down a road in a car with a registration plate, they can track that. They have access to all the information that somebody like the police would have if they were trying to find you as a criminal. And it's basically like a show, but it is interesting. People just disappearing, but they'll make a mistake. At some point, they'll make a mistake and ping up on the system, and that's it. It's amazing how quickly it can fall apart. Yeah, but this is the thing, Whiteland. They give you £100 in cash, but after that, you basically have to use your own cards. So what, in essence, it's a race. You've got to keep one step ahead. So if you do take cash out, I mean, what I've never seen anybody do, which it might be in the rules, go to the cash point, take £1,000 out, and then just go. Why £100? I think it's just enough to get you going. But I think they might insist that you buy things with your cards. I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly. Where would you go on the run? Well, that's the interesting thing. It's not so much a matter of where you go. It's a matter of how hidden you remain, You can only draw out £300. Is that the limit? It is an interesting series because you kind of sit there thinking, what would I do? Where would I go? What would I have done differently? And then it's very interesting seeing how the security team, like the tools that they use to track you down. It's quite shocking, really. I'm not going here. It's on tonight. Nice. It's quite shocking that they'll be monitoring your account.
Turn left.
Suddenly you'll make a purchase. So,
Keep left.
like there was one where
Go
the guy
around
went
the
into
roundabout.
a
First exit.
he went into a mobile phone shop and bought a SIM card. And this is where it gets interesting. So he bought a
Take
pay-as-you-go
left.
SIM card and put like 40 quid on it,
Right.
and then
turn
walked out
ahead.
the shop. Well, instantly the transaction pinged up on their bank account.
Turn right.
So they looked at the transaction, looked at the shop it was in, where it came from, went down
You
to
have
the
reached
shop,
your destination.
went down to the shop and reviewed the security camera footage, so they could then see like when they bought it and who served them. They then used that information to get the shop to show them the receipts and therefore the SIM card that was sold to them. And from the SIM card, they then knew what the phone number was. So now they can then track the SIM card that they bought. So they thought they bought a SIM, a pay-as-you-go SIM, and it was anonymous, so they could make calls all day long. But this team could actually now access their SIM card. So they were sitting there watching this SIM, and this guy started to make a phone call, and the woman's going, I don't think we should make a phone call while we're, driving. So he made a phone call while they were driving, and instantly it pinged where they were. And they were going like up the M6 towards Scotland or something. So they then accessed the cameras on the M6 and used that to basically figure out what car they were in. And then they got the registration plate of the car they were traveling in. So then they could track where it was going. It was just nuts. And like I say, it just unraveled so quickly. And then the next thing, they worked out that she made a phone call, I think, in the train station. So they figured out what time that was. And from the transaction records, figured out that they'd bought a ticket to go back to Birmingham. And so when they got down to Birmingham, they were waiting for him at the station. It was unreal. And it was all that just from like one mistake. It just unraveled. But they were like, she was smarter than him. She was saying, I don't think we should do this. And everything she was saying, I don't think we should do, was exactly the things that was getting him into trouble. Connor, if anyone's interested in the show, it's on Channel 4 every Sunday at 9 PM. It's a celebrity version. Oh, okay. It's still fun to watch, though. Like I say, like, seeing how the security teams hunt you down is interesting. It really is Stalker. It is a show about stalking. There's no doubt about that.
Turn left.
Yeah, well, I think that team got caught the quickest. Like, the other teams can be more evasive. Like, some of them will go to crazy lengths to not get discovered. They'll sleep in fields and stuff. Like, there's teams that sleep in the woods, and they'll just make, like, leaves. They'll literally go survival on it. And they'll just make, like, a bed in the woods and sleep in that. But, inevitably it'll be really cold. So they can't stay there for too long. They have to keep moving. Because they need to buy food and stuff like that. So inevitably they get seen at some point. The only way is to just keep moving constantly. I think it was Toff Prime Minister's dad. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the guy... Was the guy Boris Johnson's dad or something like that? Yeah, he was the one that got him into right bother. Stanley Johnson, yeah. He was Boris Johnson's dad, and he made so many mistakes. And it was like, that's the bit I couldn't get. He was, this guy, Boris Johnson's dad, was like ex-security services. So you would have thought he was going to be super clued in, but in fact she was way more clued in. It's definitely worth a watch, though. You think it's scripted? It's probably... Whoa, what's going on here? Caravan. It's probably not entirely unproduced, you know? But it's still an interesting show.
Keep left, then turn left. Turn left.
So we get bonus points for taking out a caravan. I read somewhere that the producers manipulate the show rather a lot. What do you mean by that, though? Manipulate it? Like, what do they do exactly?
Go straight on.
Well, I can't even catch it anymore, Bob. No physics caravans disappeared. I would just offer workforce for food, like proper material trading things instead of using money. The money would probably just be used at the beginning for proper outdoor survival gear. It's difficult, you know, and people don't want to just employ people like that without any references these days. People are really cautious about it, but it might work. Try and work in a kitchen cleaning pots and pans if you can find it.
Welcome back.
Dummy Monk, thank you for 33 months. Maybe you should go on it, Baz. Well, I don't know, D. Casper. Like, the stuff they've got access to, I mean, they probably show a lot of stuff on TV, but there's probably a lot more stuff that they've got that is just entirely, you know, confidential and they can't show you. Like, for example, facial recognition cameras all over the place, that kind of thing. You ever watch Life of Motorway stuff? I have seen some. I am using the Autumn mod by Grimes, correct? That's why it looks very autumnal. Have access to all the family members' messages. Yep. I think they're told up front though, anything they do with their phone is fair game. You heard of a story of a man who keeps trading stuff. He started with an iPhone and ended up with a new car, no money's exchanged. Yeah, I've heard about that before. I do wonder if it's possible. Start off with something and just keep trading it until you end up... I mean, but how do you convince somebody to trade a higher value item for a lower one? I don't know. Oh yeah, if you access Facebook, Pringle, I think it's game over. Yeah, I've heard about that. A paperclip all the way to a house. I mean, I do wonder how true that is. What? Aren't they just bales of hay though? That's so random. It's like these people, you see these programs, what's it called, extreme couponing, where they go to a shop and buy £300 worth of stuff and then use all these coupons and pay nothing for it. Really? How does that work? Rob a house and sell it. Imagine that, Wyland. I'm pretty certain they're not allowed to do illegal stuff. But imagine that, just break into a house, nick stuff, go to a pawnbroker and get cash for it. The only trouble is, what, you've got to take a film crew with you at all times. Those people are why the one transaction rule exists. Well, a lot of coupons you can't use in conjunction with other offers, you know, for that reason. Because a lot of these things come about from combos. That's the other thing about the autumn mod, is it makes the sunrise later and the sunset earlier. Like it's 3:30 PM in game and you can see the shadows are getting quite long. What the heck? Jeez, man. What are you going like 80k? 50 miles an hour and the truck really turns over. I wish you could run a replay of that. It's literally on one side. Can I ask what clamp you're using for your wheel, as I've got a thick desk? Is it as thick as my desk? My desk is a kitchen worktop. That's pretty thick.
Keep right.
And it's a Thrustmaster TX leather wheel, but I used to clamp a G27 to it as well, and a 920. I'm trying to remember what width these are. I think these are 4.5 centimeters. These tables, something like that. Where would you go if he was on the run? It really depends on where I started.
Keep right.
The mistake they make is when they go and visit friends and family. Ask to borrow the car, that kind of thing. You've got, you know, your options are public transport or private transport. So there's pros and cons in both of those. What I don't think they do enough, they don't sell enough dummies. As in, they don't go down to the train station, buy a ticket with their credit card to Birmingham, and then don't actually get on the train. Like, go and do something else. They don't do enough of that. To try and, you know, leave a load of red herrings, I don't think. That's what I would probably do. Or if I was going to buy a ticket, I'd buy, with my credit card, I'd buy 4 different tickets to 4 different destinations, and then take one of them. Well, now straight away you've just improved your odds, haven't you? Because now you've only got a 1 in 4 chance. So they're going to have to dispatch 4 teams to definitely get you, which is highly unlikely. I'd do things like that. Or yeah, buy 4 and take none. And just get a bus and go back into your hotel room. So you kind of trick them into thinking you're doing things and you're actually not doing it. I don't think they do enough of that stuff. Or yeah, or get off the train earlier. I mean, that's the thing. If you buy a train to Birmingham, you can actually get off somewhere else. You can get off at, well, Wigan. Oh boy. So yeah, I mean, that would foil them. Well, this is a problem about paying in cash, Jackal, is they only give you so much cash to begin with. And I have the feeling they say to them you can't draw a lot of cash out, because if you can draw a lot of cash out, you can stay anonymous for a lot longer. So from a game show perspective, they'd probably say to them, don't do that. Like, you've got to give us some clues. You've got to leave a trace, otherwise we're never going to find you and there'll be no show. So there's got to be a bit of both, I think. Well, sadly, Whiteland, we don't have recycled bottles anymore in this country. We used to. We used to have glass bottles, Whiteland, and you got money if you recycled them, and then they all went to plastic, and then we didn't recycle plastic. Why not Whiteland? Because there's... Do you really want to get into that? Because it's much easier to just charge people for having a bag now.
Keep left.
I don't know.
Then
Glass is like 97% recyclable, and we got rid of it and replaced it all with plastic.
take the exit left. Go straight on. Then turn left.
I went to Boots the other day. Normally you have to spend 5p
Turn
for a
left.
carrier bag,
Then
but they
go
didn't have
straight
any
on.
carrier bags anymore. They don't have plastic bags anymore. Guess what
Go
they've replaced them
straight
with?
on.
Brown paper bags. Do you know why the plastic bag was invented? Now, this is no word of a lie. Do you know the inventor of the plastic bag? Do you know why he invented it? He invented it as a way of having a bag that could be reusable, so you could get rid of all the paper bags that were causing trees to be chopped down to make. That's the truth. The guy that invented the plastic bag did it because trees were being felled to make paper bags and they weren't being reused. So he came up with the plastic bag so that it could be reused many times. What he didn't envisage was the fact that the plastic bag, people just went, oh, that's great, and threw it away. And they never actually recycled it. They didn't reuse it. That was the actual problem. And now we've gone full reverse and started making paper bags again. It's like, are you actually serious? So yeah, went to Boots and got given a paper bag. Am I going to reuse it? No. I even joked with the woman. I said, well, if it's raining outside, everything's going to fall through my bag. Because the bag's going to get wet. And it's just going to be like... So the real issue is not the bag, the issue is the people. Well, that's what I said to her, Pringle. I said, can I buy a bag for life? She says, no, we don't sell them. So they've stopped selling plastic bags for 5p and started selling paper bags for 10p. And you can't buy a bag for life, which I'd rather do. I just buy a bag and let me reuse it, and when it's done, I'll bring it... Like, oh. Can we just fire the people in charge?
Go around the roundabout, second exit. Take the exit.
You got your driving test tomorrow, Tom. Noise. Well, Raven, that's another problem. More and more people are shopping
Go
online.
around the roundabout, first exit.
More and more people are shopping online. And guess what stuff's being delivered in? Cardboard
Take the
boxes. And guess what you use to make cardboard boxes? Trees. Oh, I don't know if they banned plastic straws, but Lots of places don't. Yeah, they have in this country. Plastic straws are banned. They're like horrible paper ones now. More trees. I don't know why. I keep seeing that. It's all to do with whatever boxes they've got in stock, I think. Like there was a whole thing 20 odd years ago about packaging and wasteful packaging. Like people, like the companies were packaging small items in bigger and bigger boxes to get more attention when they were in the shop. So they passed laws about it and said you can't make things in giant, you know, boxes anymore. You have to make them smaller to be appropriate for the product, which they all did. But for some reason, when it comes to actually sending you items through the post, these companies don't seem to be accountable. Like they can have a huge box and just put 2 USB sticks and a whole lot of paper inside and it's fine. How is that fine? M. Brooks, welcome back. Kozai, welcome back. Metal straws. Oh, heck no. No way. No way. Can I jab gun? Still using the trusty old G27? Yeah. It's changed a bit, but you know. It says Thrustmaster on it now and has a stripe here and some buttons in different places.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
I'd rather have no straw than a paper. I'm with you on that, Zarek. Enceladus, thank you for 67 months. Metal straws, they should scare you, Blackmo. I can imagine that, like, what you drink starts tasting metallic. Ugh. It's like putting a 2p corn in your drink before you drink it. Glass straws, can you imagine? Tommy, can you imagine, mate? The accidents that you would have. Oh my god, a glass straw. How about a plastic one? Oh wait. Wooden straw. A bamboo straw. Imagine. I think they should try bamboo. It could work. I don't know. I don't know what the lifetime is of like something like that. Bamboo in terms of hygiene and things. And can you really just throw it away? Are they designed to be recyclable or not? I don't know. Why can't somebody just make a graphene straw? That'd be amazing. A graphene straw. It'd be so thin. Imagine how thin that would be. It'd be like 3 molecules thick. And you could knock a nail in with it. It could even filter the water. You could make a graphene straw with a built-in filter and then just drink out of a muddy pond. That'd be amazing. A copper mug, Whiteland. Wow, this feels like Scottish weather up here. Look at this. Very moody weather. Copper mug is amazing when you have tequila next to it. Ugh, tequila. Ugh. Get horrible headaches from tequila. I've seen people use a Twizzler. When my kids were young, they had crazy straws. They were always plastic. You can't have them now. No crazy straws for kids. Cotton straws. Well, you've got... again, like, the guy who invented the plastic bag did it to stop paper and cotton bags being made. That was his whole point. because cotton is expensive to make. Like, the yield on it is quite low. The amount of energy it takes. Thomas Hudson, I just had a brainwave. How about making straws from straw from... How about making straws from straw from farms if all the straw is washed and cleaned first? Oh, you mean from straw. Got you. Let me see the truck. If you can ask nicely, I let you see the truck. Yeah, chocolate straws. Drinking tea through a chocolate straw, that would be amazing. Personally, you don't need a straw. What about like a milkshake though? It's kind of easier and more convenient. And if you're driving along, like picking up a cup and just drinking through a straw is a lot less, it's a lot less likely to go wrong, isn't it? You'd have to drink fast, you would. Well, Halo, while you know how to ask nicely, mate. There you go. Whoa! Jet aircraft? That was cool. Most of the trucks look the same. My wife's the same with cars. She tends to notice the colour more than anything. I'll be there fussing over my car purchases, going over every single detail of the spec, and she'll be like, well, I like that colour.
Take the exit.
What are my thoughts on the truck, and Gorston? I like it. I think it's a nice truck. It's actually very easy to drive. The modding is good quality. It pulls well. There aren't many choices. Like, there's one engine, one transmission, I think, 3 chassis options, which is basically swapping a wheel for a tank or lowering the chassis. So there isn't much in terms of options. On the configuration on the outside, I would love to see some more options. But as a mod, a first release of a mod, it's really well done, and I think, yeah, I quite like it. I'm happy to drive this truck. Yeah, the right mirror, the left mirror works fine. Like, I don't like the aesthetics of the left mirror, but it functionally is fine. The right mirror definitely has problems, which they need to address. What colour is your BMW? Esterol blue? Oh, and then there's the horn, which is a bit, not really what I would call a truck horn.
Go around the roundabout, second exit. Take the exit.
Sounds like a van horn. It really does. I don't know if the horn sounds like that on the real truck. I don't mind the short version, this one. That's fine. But it is a little bit like a white van driver in London going, "Oi!" You know, it's a bit like that. But this one is a bit meh. I don't know, Black Mods, I really don't know. I don't get why either, because surely when the truck manufacturers sign trucks off to go in the game, surely they actually test the fact that the horn sounds like the real thing. It's Gimme Boy, welcome to the house, thank you for your support. Is it raining? I can hear rain. Yeah, that's what you want, a proper foghorn, like a something that makes your chest vibrate. Yeah, refillable bottles, like, they're okay, Alvin. Like you say, if you go from your home to the gym and back, it's fine, you can control that. But when you're out and about, you need something else. You're not going to carry a bottle around with you all the time. Or a bag for that matter. That's the real problem. Commander Finn, welcome back. Bring back public drinking fountains? Wowzers. It's a nice little coastal drive this, even when it's nighttime and raining.
Turn left.
Where is this going then, I wonder?
You have reached your destination.
Oh, scumbag. Scumbag. Of course you want it the other way around. Of course you do. Wow, can't see a thing. Can't see a thing. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It's not exactly anywhere to turn the truck around here. Workers? What workers, Chris? Does that go up there or not? It's not even signposted this place. Oh, there's one.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
Mapex, thank you for 61 months. Oh my god, it's down there. You actually serious? First Sunday night trucking you've caught in ages, Mapex. Thank you, mate. Oh, this drop-off point is doing my head in. It's actually having a giraffe. We're not coming here again. Nighttime drop-off in a quarry with no signage. Like with drop-offs like this, I really wish they'd just get rid of this whole like place it exactly here thing. Just give me a box I can drop it in. 'Cause it really doesn't matter. Oh boy. There you go. Got there in the end. I think we might level up this time. Come on. Yeah, boy. Level 113. The other option turned off. Yeah, but it's not what I mean, L. Phillips. Like the simple stuff. There you go. I think that brings us to the end of Sunday Night Trucking. And also to this weekend streams. So, a few things. Number one, that truck is the Ford F-Max. It comes out on Tuesday. The mods have a link to it if you want the link.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
There's the link right there if you want to go and wait for it to come out on Tuesday. The skin that I'm driving, the Halloween skin, if you want something fun to drive on Thursday, Paulie's going to release the skin for this as soon as the truck is released. So he'll put it on his Steam Workshop. The mod itself is not going on the Steam Workshop, I don't believe, but it is free to download. I will be back on Thursday, not Friday, Thursday stream, because we're going to do a Halloween stream. I'll probably just play something relaxed because there'll be a bake-off, which means, you know, I'm definitely not going to have the wheel out. That's for sure, because I'll need to get cake out and stuff. So there'll be a bake-off on Thursday, and then I'll be back on Saturday, Sunday again, as normal. You know what game. The VR180 videos, the last one went out today. That's the one, the tractor. Definitely worth a watch if you've not seen it. There's been video Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. The Wednesday video tells you how to watch a VR180 in case you don't know. And then the other four are actual VR180 videos. So yeah, you can always go and give them a watch. So it remains only for me to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks to the mod team as ever for their splendid modding. And I shall see you all on Thursday. So, have a good week, guys. See you all on Thursday. Take it easy. Love you all. Good night.